Back at it like bad habits.
Back at it like bad habits.
Coming back around like baggage claim.
Hey, man, welcome back to 99 Ain't Good Enough, where we keep it 100. Coach J to my left, prime and in season, making it happen.
Looking good, ain't it?
Hey, looking good. You know what I mean? Not as much stress as we had last year. Right now, we got 4 wins under our belt.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Great start to the season.
Yeah.
Guys are figuring it out, building their chemistry and all that.
They coming.
They're coming along.
Man.
He coach now.
I like that group. They working hard, man. They ain't no what's that?
Egos.
Ain't no egos. Ain't nobody on the outside got nothing. Bruh, we together. We rolling. Good kids.
The results speak though. The results speak. You know what I mean? Can easily be 6-1. You know what I'm saying? 5-2,
goodness, bro. Yeah,
easily.
We don't talk about that.
No, I'm just saying. No, I gotta give him his props and his praise and his kudos.
He should be 6-1.
Yeah,
he should be.
Debonair to my right. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna start with Debonair and myself. You know what I mean, Mr. Love.
Yeah, man.
You got a rant though.
I do have a rant.
Bring it to the air.
I'm shocked.
Just a quick one.
But very shocked.
If you ain't from Tampa, and when I say if you ain't from Tampa, if you don't say bike as opposed to back,
Welcome bike.
if you don't say screet, if you're not a connoisseur of Cuban sandwiches,
What's head? You gonna say what's head?
what that? If you ain't from Tampa, don't be talking shit about Anthony Brown because he had no pass in the what he had yesterday.
Pass interference.
Couple penalties. Don't be talking shit about Kevin Knox. I don't want to hear it. If you ain't from here, keep that shit to yourself. And if you are from here, stop hating on the home team. That's all I'm saying. Rick.
Man, celebrate the home. So you want to
That's all
celebrate the
I'm
home team.
saying.
So you tired of people talking about Kevin Knox garbage,
Right?
And nobody on this panel think that because not one of us ever sniffed the NBA.
No.
And how many?
And not one of the guys even said it sniffed the NBA.
How many NBA players are there?
Out of Tampa?
No, in the league.
480.
Oh, I thought 450.
450, yeah, 15 spots.
So you want
better teams.
400 and something players
in the whole world.
On planet Earth.
On planet, in the whole world.
And you garbage.
Please.
Come on, man.
And you got drafted lottery.
Yeah.
But you're playing.
Come on.
You got drafted lottery.
Come on.
And you're playing behind guys.
You know what I always say. Relax, man.
Relax. I just had to do that. I get tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is something exclusive to Tampa, but this is what I'm talking about. Stop hating on the home team.
Brown.
Especially if you ain't
Knox,
from here.
Keep doing your thing, man.
Keep doing your thing.
We from the 813. We celebrating you.
Everybody else from Tampa in the league. You know, baseball, football, hockey, everything. Keep doing your thing. We go celebrate y'all.
I promise you that.
Yes, sir.
So we going. This is where we at today, man. Post Thanksgiving Day. You know what I mean? Gobble to all. You know what I mean? Hope everybody had
trying to get that tryptophan out my system.
Yeah, right.
Not to be confused with bromelain, which is found in pineapples. After a workout. Not to be confused.
Boy, look at him. Oh, that was tough. But it's been a few things that's happened over the last 30 days since we've been on the show. We bringing it back to you.
Yes.
Debonair, talk to me, man. What we feeling? What's on your heart, on your brain?
I just want to get this out there. You know, Isaiah Stewart did not want to fight.
Isaiah Stewart?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
From the Pistons?
Stewart, I know it's Stewart.
Isaiah Stewart did not want to fight.
Small forward from the
the
Detroit Pistons?
Yes.
Okay. Why didn't he want to fight?
I mean, I'm sure everybody on this panel has been in one or two fisticuffs.
Yes.
Donnie Brooks, brouhahas, if you will.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm bringing it out today, Rick.
Yeah. Scuffles.
Yeah.
Bumping.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can tell when somebody want to wallow.
Want to wallow?
Yeah.
You feel me?
My stepdaddy tell me all the time, whenever you want to. I'm from Walla Walla, Washington.
Yeah. That's where I'm from. Yeah, from Walla Walla. From Walla Walla. So he didn't want to wallow.
No, he didn't want to wallow. I mean, and I'm a big logic guy. If Ree hits me,
bam,
I'm standing here, and I don't retaliate.
That's your shot.
Yeah, I don't want to fight.
Not when everybody come around and holding people back. That ain't your time.
No, you don't want to fight then.
Let me empathize with Isaiah a little bit.
Talking about that off camera.
Yes, let me empathize with Isaiah a little bit.
Young fella. He's a young fella.
Young fella. The king. You know what I'm saying?
I don't, but I'm hearing.
Oh, the king. That's what I'm supposedly.
Jones, what do my granddaddy say?
Can I empathize with Isaiah a little bit?
What my granddaddy say about puppies, Jones?
If they ain't a dog
If
when
they
they're
don't bite when they puppies,
then
then goddamn it, they don't bite.
Well,
I
I think
damn if that was the Kang or whoever else.
I think what it is.
You wanted to fight him?
no. When I say I'm empathizing, I'm not talking about because it was the Kang. I'm talking about there's other things with touching the Kang.
Yeah.
There's other things come with that.
I mean, like such as he's 6'9", 260, and you really don't want them problems.
No. I ain't even talking about physically what the golden child can do to him.
Right.
I'm talking about you barely in the league.
Yeah, but the amount of hatred LeBron get, they'll probably praise him if him and LeBron got in the fight.
Never.
Yeah, they'll hold him up.
Man, let me tell you something. That's one thing that ain't gonna happen. Because guess what? LeBron got celebrated when Draymond jumped in his face in the playoffs, and he got pushed, and he kept his composure because he knew if he would thump, then his whole team go down in shambles. Yeah. So he did get some props in regards to that. But
okay, let's keep up with your line of thinking. So you saying he know he can't touch the King?
Yes.
Point well taken.
But most of those guys know
well
that.
Taken. So what was all the rigmarole about?
Oh, the rigmarole was because I think he was emotionally, disconnected from when he figured out that his eye leaking and instead he had to put on. That's that new school stuff.
That's what put on. John, that's all I was trying to get out.
He had to put on.
That's all I was trying to get out.
He had to put on. He did. It was. Guess what, man? Your face leaking is bad. Everybody talking about, ooh, you got to put on.
Should have just went on with the trainer to the bike, got that thing stitched up. Wasn't nobody seeing all the more you sweating, your blood beating, your heart beating fast, now the blood.
Yeah.
They should just went on to the bike, Reed.
Yeah. What a dude, 20 years old.
Yeah, you're a young pup.
Young, and he'll hopefully he can establish himself in the league and get his money and this be a bleep under the radar.
He hurt himself though with that and running around the tunnel and all that.
What was his fine? Anybody know?
I don't know.
900,000.
He ain't making too much more than that. Is
No.
I know they can't. I know they got.
LeBron lost 280. I know that.
They got a scale in place
for the suspension, but his suspension.
Yeah. 900,000 for a young fella.
900.
That must be the rest of the game check.
950,000. You made it even worse.
He got 2 games suspension.
He put on too much.
All that got fined 950, and he losing 2 game checks.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
LeBron got one because that was for the punch, which it wasn't a punch, but
and LeBron felt like he shouldn't have got nothing.
They had to. They had to.
I mean, he didn't do it with. He didn't know all that was gonna happen, but it was get your goddamn.
Like,
get your head on me.
That's what it was. But he didn't know all that was gonna happen. But
okay, well,
expensive wasn't it?
Boy, listen, somebody gonna have a Merry Christmas.
Nick, how much that young kid making this year, Nick?
But it may
4 million?
If that.
Yeah.
Listen, it takes 5 seconds to make a bad decision.
I guess that goes right off.
Listen, he could definitely write all that off, but that's right. Listen, you about 28 days from the day.
3.7.
Oh, so he lost,
and he didn't get all 3.7. Yeah.
So he lost 30% on 5 minutes.
Bop.
He lost 30% of his salary.
Yeah, they should be making 3.1.
Ouch. 950.
He got to gather the
2
family.
game checks. So he probably
he got to gather the family around. Look, we gonna do a little belt tightening.
Listen, you know what? I'm gonna tell you why that was. Cause you almost put yourself out the league.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Like, and who knows if he gonna be in the league next year? You play for the Pistons.
Somebody else will do something stupid.
No.
I call it the Marv Albert effect. You know what I'm saying? You remember when Marv Albert had his scandal? Marv Albert just sat back, ain't say 2 words, just let other stuff just wash over it. That's what he got to do.
But Debonair, Marv Albert is a European.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, but you still got to use his playbook.
Difference.
You got to use with a lot of years.
With a lot of years.
Yes!
You know what I mean? Like he was able to sign off on his own recognizance.
That's his signature.
After the sodomy.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't compare Isaiah to Marv Albert.
No. I'm not comparing him. He better use the Marv Albert playbook.
Oh, you
just
saying
sit
like
back and be quiet.
Docile, solitude.
No more ruffles.
No.
Well, we ain't heard nothing to this point.
Yeah, so
maybe it was just early though, Coach.
Maybe it was a blip.
They got to play again here coming up real soon.
Because remember, we've had superstar guys have a lot of antics. Your Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
But they're superstars.
Superstar.
Yeah, I just saw him on a podcast. He was talking the other day, and he said it's funny. He was like, man, I'm a Southern boy from South Carolina. He was like, you really think I said something about Carmelo Anthony's wife? He was like, I'm way older than him. I don't even know who he go with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I ain't saying nothing about that man's wife. He said everything, all the trash I talked was basketball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I heard an interesting thing the other day. They was talking to the young fella used to play for the Pacers with the Palace, Jermaine O'Neal, by the Palace, the Malice at the Palace.
Oh, that thing was bad. I seen that. That documentary was nice, man.
Yeah, he said. Coach,
go watch the whole thing. It was impressive.
I heard it was good.
It was well put together, man.
And they do it like I saw one where they do it from his view. And I saw one with Ron Artest.
Well, he said that's the thing.
They did it
they
all
on purpose,
them.
not talk to each other about nothing, and then they just filmed them separately.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But Jermaine O'Neal, you know what I mean, and with so much. And I hate to say this because, you know what I mean, he is a sharp, you know what I mean, young man, but so much eloquence and attitude and passion, how he spoke about it.
Listen, the interview,
man.
Just the interview.
Go watch that.
I watched it.
Oh, you seen it? Okay, yeah.
The way he was speaking on the interview, I hate to say it like you, I was very impressed with him.
Yes. Like they did a hell of a job of producing and editing that one. I like that one. I mean, you know, and then you still had, you know, it was all three of them, but just the way he put it together.
Then suffice to say then, be careful a lot of that stuff you hearing and reading from the media.
Mm-hmm. Very careful.
Because they'll just lie.
Yeah.
They will flat out lie.
Yeah.
The dude, he does Monday Night Football. I can't remember his name, Reed. He's telling a story about the big he remind me of Derrick Henry. What's the kid play with the Steelers? Played at Alabama. He a big running back like
Najee Harris, yeah.
You know, they battle homelessness back, you know, when he was
young.
The guys on the podcast talking about, and Najee was so accustomed to sleeping on the floor when he first got to Alabama. First couple months, he slept on the, he didn't use his bed. He just slept on the floor.
That's a lie.
That man, Najee Harris tweeted like, bro,
I heard them say that. I heard them say that.
But they just lie.
I heard them say that.
Yes.
I said, there's no way.
No, that man tweeted out.
And first of all, listen, when you've had to sleep on the floor sometimes, and I can attest to that, when you find a bed, you sleeping in the bed.
Right.
That's a flat out lie.
My brother was in the service during Desert Storm, and he said they laid out in the dirt and all that so long. He said if he, as soon as he got a bed, he hit it.
Oh, well,
you better. I want to lay on the floor for.
Yeah.
What, man? Come on, man. What am I gonna do that for?
Just lie, like Kevin Garnett said. He was like, I don't answer any of that stuff. He said because I look crazy sitting up. I ain't saying this about Nello White. He was like, I just don't answer it. Yeah. He said all my stuff was basketball related.
Yeah, you have to be careful with all that stuff.
He said if you think I was speaking foul, he was like, you think the dudes will acknowledge me when they see me? Yeah. He said, you think Tim Duncan will walk up to me and hug me? Yeah. He's like, no way I said.
Well, that's stuff. Like the other day when they say Bron got the people throw it out. Mm-hmm. He wasn't the one saying vile shit on the sideline. They was.
Right.
And then when they went over there and he pointed them people out, I'm sure the people around him were saying, they were saying some bad shit.
Do you think the fans are out of control at this point?
They've been out of control, Reed.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
fans have been like.
Well, when I say out of control now, because obviously we're getting more wind of them getting caught, getting you know what I'm saying, reprimanded because of their
control. The Oakland Raiders back in it, like they were known for throwing batteries at players in certain end zones. Throwing batteries.
I remember talking to a friend of mine that played in Croatia. When you play overseas and you're an American player at the time, you got two Americans on the team. If you lose like 2 games in a row or whatever, they in the gym they had a dugout. Their gym, the where the player sat was a dugout, like a baseball dugout, because the fans would literally be throwing stuff at you.
See, I'm gonna tell you something. Have you ever booed somebody?
Never.
I've never
done it.
I never booed anybody.
Never done it.
And I may not like a call from the ref. I've never booed. So I can't get past.
Because you're from a different school, though.
Yeah, you're right. I can't get past booing, let alone talking about cussing somebody out or throwing. Listen, obviously you got the upper edge because I'm paying to see you.
To watch you play.
You know what I mean? So when I come there, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get my money's worth. I'm gonna watch the game. I might not agree with calls and all of that.
I don't think we'll ever get the empathy from fans. But on the flip side of it, I think there's a disingenuous approach that these big sports are. They're not giving, because it's like the backdrop of what it takes to prepare. If you follow the Patriots for a whole season, a whole week in preparation, right? Just a week. They prepare, you get out in front of them, and stuff is just not clicking, and you have the audacity 2 or 3 possessions in start booing us. Yeah. Like, have you ever prepared like this? Have you ever done this at this level? Have you ever? No.
And I think maybe being athletes in the past, not on that level, of course, So we can empathize and say that's more than what you think it is.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody coming out here to miss 12 straight shots.
No,
Like that's
no.
come on, man. Like
You know what I'm
I
saying?
seen, because I was watching the Not So Top 10 the other day. I seen it the other day, and I'm like, because I have this thing now when I'm watching sports. There are things in sports now that I see I've never seen ever 20 years ago.
That's a fact.
Like I seen Randall come down between the legs, and literally throw the ball to nobody had on a jersey close to him. Like threw it, and the ref was right there, and then he like, what you do? Like, and then he caught himself.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that.
And I equate it to
Yeah.
like the GMOs. Like I always had this funny thing, like fellas, like your mind is not processing information.
So he threw the ball. He threw the ball to the ref, and then talking about what you doing.
You're like, man, like jumped at him, like what, and then caught himself. Like there's like that man don't have on a blue jersey. Like it's not like it was. It's nothing.
Not even that. Just be like, my bad. Start laughing and walk away.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cause you messed up.
But look at.
You mean humility?
Look at.
You mean humility?
I mean, that's what.
Humble?
But Shaq in the food has made like a life of like I've never seen some of this stuff, man.
You know what I think as a coach I would do. Speaking along those lines, you'll be watching a football game or a basketball game. They be telling the coach, throw the challenge flag. Or, the game now that I went to, the Florida Ohio State game, dude took a charge, clearly outside the restricted area, jumps up and telling them to.
I hate that.
Bro, like unless you were looking down at your feet.
I hate that.
Bro, stop. And then when they show it where he's clearly outside the restricted area, he walking away from the monitor talking about, bro, you.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to girls basketball college.
Yes.
If you're not watching it, start watching it.
Somebody got.
It's
who made us beat last night?
I don't know, but that South Carolina UConn game.
They beat the trash out there.
Yeah.
I ain't seen UConn get beat like that in quite a while.
Yeah, but it was close for a long time. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I didn't watch it.
And then South Carolina took
You
off.
know the strangest thing, man. All them years I coached women, and I wouldn't miss a women's game.
Yeah.
Women's game, and I watched, tune in, and all that. And now that I went over to men, I can't catch a woman's game.
Yeah.
You remember when the WNBA first kicked off?
Yes.
And I was
Oh.
watching it.
Oh, yeah.
I was a big
Yeah.
Tisha Penetero fan.
Yes.
Only thing I like about the WNBA, they got a lot of the girls like kind of out of their prime. Like
Yeah,
you know,
they
Dawn
do.
said, they was out of their prime.
Well, because
Yeah.
they the ones that got a kind of a name and people remember.
Yeah.
That's how they had to get
And
started.
there's superstars across the water.
Yeah.
There's superstars.
Oh, they
across-
stars, man.
Yeah, and they're trying to now take based off of like seeing Candace Parker and what she's like done at this point in her career,
saw that commercial.
being on and also being on the platform to speak on sports and doing a hell of a job with that.
Yeah.
They're trying to like spew more money toward the WNBA to contractually get a bigger audience.
It's gonna be tough.
It's always gonna be tough.
Somebody, inevitably, I always get the question when people know that I coach both in high school and college. And one of my players asked me just yesterday, which one you like the best? I said it ain't like or not. I said I love the game.
Yeah.
I said, but the women listen better.
Oh, ain't no question.
I said, but now the dude game is much prettier and more athletic.
Yeah.
I said, women's game, unless you know the game, it's hard to watch sometimes.
And I think for you, Coach, and tell me if I'm wrong, like depending on your personality,
Yes.
in regards to like what you like when you look at saying, I obviously hadn't coached them on the same level, but if you are an aggressor or you a disciplinarian or you are whoever you are as far as your coaching, how you are, when it comes down to the women versus the men, it's a big difference in regards to how you can structure and lay certain things out to be able to get done versus on the other side. Like the details, it's and you have to be that way with girls because you don't remove the athleticism.
Man, you can take the same. I said, they said, well, how about plays? The biggest difference is they're gonna run them more crisp because they know they're not as athletic, the women.
Yeah, we can't throw a above the rim lob.
Right, but the dudes, that same play with the dudes end up in the lob for a dunk.
Yeah.
Where it's a backdoor layup for the girl.
Or not
But
as
it's
much
more
speed and
not as much,
athleticism.
but it's more crisp.
Yeah. Oh,
and,
ain't no question.
and it's more discipline.
Ain't
more discipline.
You know, guys are generally idiots. We all know that.
Yeah.
And I ain't talking about young guy basketball
Yeah.
players. I'm talking about dudes.
Yeah.
If we talking about listening and being disciplined.
Oh, no
and paying
question.
attention,
No question.
I ain't wanna watch
But that's why you see so much of a distinct difference on the male side. Like even when you look at NBA basketball, of the 450 guys, how many of those guys, and I'm just, like you could say has a high basketball IQ. We can all speak on that. You can look at basketball, and these coaches are coaching towards lower IQs.
Oh, no
they don't
question.
need it now though because of athleticism.
You get away.
You get away with so much.
Yeah.
Until you run across a team of super athletes.
There you go.
Who are just as athletic as you.
Yeah, you
So
go.
now you teaching the now being up the line. I can't tell you how many times I do. All right, get up the line, huh? And we done talked about it, up the line. You know what I mean? So you up the line a little bit, but then you can't turn your back on your man up the line. You got to open up and see both. And this is stuff we talked about when you was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then what happens is, so they get beat back door, but now 2 steps, they elevated, they catch you at the top of the glass and pull it down.
Yeah.
Man,
And then they
yes.
looking at you like, oh, I got him, I D'd him up. No, you didn't D him up.
No, you did. You did
See
not.
if you agree, and you might not. I've always had this theory that unless I'm in front of you, I'm moving my feet, you pull up, I go up and block it.
Right.
All right, unless you block a shot that way, any other block means you got beat.
Oh, no
Yes.
doubt. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, you got beat.
Because if it's not because at the end, and especially if you're not coming from help side, because
Right.
There you go.
what happens is a lot of guys may not get the ball away from their face. They may go overhand instead of underhand.
Yep.
Yeah, you save yourself.
You save yourself.
No question about
Yep.
that. No,
Yep.
no doubt about
Yeah,
it.
and that's what you
save
see
yourself.
in the men's game a lot. They save themselves, as you was just saying, because they so athletic.
Yeah.
But fundamental wise,
I would love to know the metrics right now, and because I bet a lot on sports, I would love to know the metrics, and especially like college sports. And I charted something I meant to call you yesterday. When there are teams in college right now that cannot score 50 points in a half, collectively, 2 teams. Yeah. Like,
Oh, you mean like the
No.
over under is 50.5 and it's like 23-22.
no lie.
Yeah.
I bet on 13 unders yesterday, and 12 of them covered, and it was 58, 56
Between 2 teams.
between 2 teams.
wow.
And you'll look at it, a 10-minute mark. It's 15-8. 10 minutes. And then when you go watch the game, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
know what?
okay, Buffalo played the 3rd fastest pace in the country. The team Buffalo College University, they play the 3rd fastest pace, but they're gonna score a lot of points. One, because of their pace, but if they match up with somebody with that, they ain't gonna score no more than 60. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They average like 82, 83 because of the pace that they play with.
Right.
But when you're watching the like I watched Oregon the other day, man, they played St. Mary's.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw a little bit of that.
They had 18 points at the half.
Bro, you know what? Some of it got to do with shot selection.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That
But
line-
the IQ.
That line done skewered, maybe skewered. Yo, look it up. The shot selection process. Listen,
real. It has.
I'm going real. I know.
Go watch
might as
that
well
special.
put a white beard on me right now. I can't stand the 3-point line, bro. It's done
night.
messed up the game because in terms of them understanding how to play the game.
But as a coach, the one thing about it is as much as it destroyed the game, we have to adapt around it.
Oh, I promise you.
Like-
we shot
I'm gonna tell you how
20
Dave
plus
had-
the other night.
His first
You
year,
know?
his first year at HCC, they went like 17 of 32 from 3,
No, it was 39.
39.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to him after the game. He was like,
17 threes.
"Yeah, so but you got it."
But now 17 for 39 ain't as bad. Like as a team, that ain't that bad.
No, not at all.
But
But
the point is, like, for him being fine with somebody shooting 39 threes, I'm like, boy.
So-
here's what I told him after that game. I said, fellas, can we get to the rim? Can we get a mid range? Can we get a pull up? Can we get
No.
And then I said, we can't be shooting 39 threes. So we came out a couple nights later. We shot 33. I said, that's much better.
But you talking about an adjustment.
6.
I mean, look,
gotta
no
take
matter
it-
how small the improvement, I continue to encourage.
Take it where you can.
No matter how. But I actually was talking with your favorite son the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what do you see in the game right now by just watching it? You know what I mean? Outside of do you injured, you're not able to play.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, coach, he was like, it's either a 3-pointer or all the way to the rim. And I said, that's where the game is going. That's where it's at.
that's
He was
what
like,
they've been
nobody has a
taught.
mid range. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to still see guys surviving in the league with that. Like, you got your DeMar DeRozans, you got your Melos. Like, Melo probably can play as long as he wants.
I thought the mid range was it was dead. It was
And then
Melo's game. Melo's game was old and antiquated.
Listen,
the mid-range
I'm
was
meeting
no
with
good.
one of my guards today. We tough. We know this.
Yes, sir.
Get to the rim, do all that. And I told him, I said, you got to add another element to your game right now. I said, because, and this is where I'm explaining to him, you so quick, they can't, free throw line to free throw line, they can't stop you. But they can meet you at the rim.
Yeah, the rim ain't
And
moving.
they can gang up on you at the rim.
Do he got a floater?
You got to get a floater. You got to get a
Or
pull.
runner.
And I can't tell you how many times he's been inside the free throw line down, still handling it. And I'm like, that's a pull-up.
Yeah.
Pull-up.
And you add that to your game now. The problem is, and many of my guys have admitted, Coach, a lot of this stuff you telling us, attack shoulders and I'm explain that in a second. They said, we always was taught anything inside that line, if it ain't a layup, is a bad shot. I'm like, that's backwards as hell.
Wow.
But that's the way it is now. Just like I told them, dude, I say, man, boom, you getting ready, boom, look at his shoulders, attack that inside shoulder.
So let me interrupt. This is how Jones done adjusted to the times. He used to tell us to attack the up foot.
Yes.
But then he was
The
like,
top, yeah.
he was like, nah, ain't no need of looking down. You know what I'm saying?
Keep your head up and attack their shoulders.
Yeah.
And they say, well, we was always taught look at the feet. I said, let me ask you.
Who says that?
They used to say it. Attack that.
See,
up foot.
I've never heard that.
I heard it.
We was told, Jones, you tell us to attack the up foot.
No, attack the up foot, but I'm saying like
But you don't have to look at Nick's up foot to know which
straight
one.
up, like if he
These
exactly.
kids
But
they would do like this, read that catch
They look down.
triple threat, and then look down.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So then I started looking at it and I was like, think about this, fellas. Attack shoulders. And I said, where your shoulders going that your feet ain't going? If my right foot up here, my right shoulder, my right shoulder ain't back here and my right foot up there.
Yeah.
I said, so now that'll help you get your head up. But I had to process that and think about it because they can't naturally move their eyes. You know what I'm saying?
And anatomically, but it's the depth perception nowadays. Like
Yes.
you can talk about all the science
It's
part
what
of
you
it.
told me.
Yes.
One day we went here with this girl. She looked good athletically, and you was showing her how to run because she was like,
Oh, I got one like that right now.
That's
"Oh,
big.
How do they not know how to run?"
It's big.
Like
they don't.
the pineal gland and the central nervous system.
It's big.
Controls the functions in your body. Like, and because they're not, they don't cross train, and kids are just so specialized in. You
Yes.
have to teach that habit.
Yes.
To run.
To
Let me tell
run
you
it.
something.
I promise you.
When
You first showed me, I couldn't believe it.
When I first like officially met him, I always knew about him, knew of him, watched him when he was the biggest guard I had ever seen, you know. And when we start talking, and that's why I started calling him 2.0, because I was like, not only he know what I know, he's another level, he advanced, and it was a pleasure to see somebody that, you right, Coach, they don't know how to run. Their arms ain't in sync with it. All of that stuff, because you never really hear nobody talk about that. That's one of the biggest problems with young people playing sport. They don't know how to run. You got to
They don't know how
build
to
from
jump,
the rooter
they don't know how to
to
stop,
the tutor,
they don't know
brother.
how to land.
No.
And it's like you're born with your gifts. Now let's say, okay, come on in here, let's do this. Like let's just roll the balls out and let's do this. So when you see all these deficiencies within their body, because they have strengths and weaknesses, we all have them. How can I get my body to move how it's designed to move? Because you know, anatomically, I say it all the time, we wasn't meant to run. We got two legs. We wasn't.
No.
Anatomically, we wasn't built
we're not
to run.
made for that, no.
So when you're saying, okay, run, jump, slide, twist, turn over all three planes, and get my hands moving in sync with my feet and my arms and my shoulders, all that stuff is processing in your head. You like, I'm telling you, like I've had 6 middle schoolers begin to train right now, and you'll be surprised the number of them say, run in place.
So is that?
And they're like this.
It's
Is
the
that a
worst.
lack-
It's the worst.
Is that a lack? Like, is that strictly because they weren't outside as much as we were?
No doubt.
Oh, okay.
No doubt.
We were just explaining to a girl
No
that
doubt.
gave bus up. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
talked the other day
exactly.
about, like, throw the ball against the wall. If you fumble,
Well,
you
all
gotta
that is
run,
lost.
Hit the wall.
Yes.
It's lost to this.
It definitely is. So now, when you talk about training becoming the monetary, you know, that gain that you have in regards to that piece of it, you look at the science behind so many other things where people are looking for an edge to do certain things. It's amazing what we cannot do.
Yes. But see, when you don't use it, you lose it.
No, real talk.
Think
So-
about this. Some of the guys we grew up with, Kenny Kelly, baseball, football, basketball, track. Never heard of Kenny being hurt in high school.
No.
Desmond Allison, football at Robinson, God bless the dead.
Yep.
Basketball
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Robinson, ran track. Never heard of them guys being hurt.
Yeah.
Because you're working all them muscles. You're working on that balance from all kind of different levels and angles and all of that stuff.
So I remember Dak asked the question because now I'm looking at it like when I look at the skill development side of it, right? So most guys just went out and played.
Hold on, here you go, boy. I love when he goes. Go ahead, boy.
So when you look at the skill development side of things, right? And we were talking, he was like, and I'm like, look, still going to play basketball is still a thing to do.
Yeah.
Go play basketball with guys that are physical, a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger. But when I'm watching guys do skill development, they get so caught up on seeing a Jason Tatum do a pound dribble probe and a side step back, right?
Come on.
And he's 6'10".
There you go. So so the point is, this guy's 6'10". He's very advanced, and he's athletic gifted in regards to certain things. A kid will go in the gym and practice that same move without being able to pound the ball off of one leg with your body aligned with your left hand. So if I said pound this ball on one leg, and I want you to touch me with your left hand. Why do I have you doing that? Because when you're going through traffic without extended, you got to know where people are at.
Yeah.
And your head is. So now if you can't do this with this hand, your hand crumbled or whatever, why are you doing a pound dribble and a side step back?
So they kind of doing what we were doing. Like we would be like, damn, you seen when Mike hit him with the inside out? But we'll go out and try to execute it.
Yeah, but
in the court.
But think about, look at the move you just said,
Right.
inside out.
Yeah.
That's a fundamental move that progressed to an inside out crossover.
Right.
Then a step back.
There you go.
You ain't going straight. How you gonna go to a step back when you have no balance?
Okay.
And then they hit 2 out of 12 in a game.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
So
I
it's
kill it.
just amazing to watch guys like, because I'm just like, some of my guys that come home, like, you do skill development, they like, coach, when we gonna get to the other stuff? I'm like, look at the group. Like, look at the group you're with. You're not gonna get to the other stuff right now.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't walk and chew gum yet.
Like,
what you talking about?
because of some of them, because this ain't the cute stuff.
I just find it amazing, and I know it's true that you telling me the reason we didn't get hurt was because we were cross training, not knowing that we were doing.
Not knowing.
Oh yeah.
We were just outside playing.
You played
Baseball,
by the seasons,
football,
bro.
like, yeah,
what was on TV? That's what we played.
No question, that is real.
Yeah.
That is real. But and then also now too, when you also have like the whole training component and kind of seeing kids and parents pay the money they pay for them to be better. It's amazing that you literally have to say, you walk into the gym and certain things that's not active or activated, you have to now work those things in order to prevent certain injuries.
I had some of my guys say the other day, they were like, Coach, we doing the workout in the gym that we've been given or whatever, but I still got some other things that I need to work on that work for me and da-da-da-da. I said, let's say the right things. I said, the young brother that I had my guys going to last year, he would individualize a workout for you.
Right.
Because he knows we are all different.
Right.
And we need different levels and different spots got to be.
You got weaknesses that I don't have.
There you go.
I got a strong core. You got a weak core.
Basically, and that's what he brought to the table. You know what I mean? And they were like, well, why we ain't with him? I said, that's a long story.
Yeah.
It's all that. But
you know what's amazing about the training component? And until I started coming up here, I never thought of this. You know, you go to Nick Rogers, such and such. He got 100 kids in there. They all doing the same exercise. Until you told me that, like, it shouldn't be like that. A workout should be individualized. Like,
It's human specific.
yeah,
you know,
Mario won't train nobody unless he assesses them.
you know when it ain't individualized? When you're just building a base.
Right.
That's it. There you go. The phase one stuff.
Right.
And so the thing about it is, as we start to say, like I'm getting an influx of kids from another gym, right? And I'm getting that influx because they didn't create. This gym make like $100,000 a month, right? But they got 10 people in a group. All of them are in their preteens. 4 to 1 more propensity to tear your ACL as a young lady because of your estrogen levels, because of your period, all that, right?
Yeah.
How can you have them immediately go to the squat rack, right? How can you immediately have them go to the speed ladder and doing stuff over the side plane? And how can you do a curtsy lunge, which is a direct correlation of an ACL tear, right? And you're 12 and 13 years of age.
It's dangerous, man.
Well, part of it because the parents don't know.
Yep.
And then 2 of them, a lot of parents say, well, at least they're doing something. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
But at least if you're going to do anything as these trainers or whatever, because I get it, you got to create volume. You got to create volume. You put them in there. You make it affordable. You can do this, that, and other. Well, guess what? At least I know that some of them are knowledgeable to create a phase 1 stuff where it says, okay, let's keep everything on the front of the plane this week. Next week we're going to do the sagittal plane. The 3rd week we're going to do the transverse plane. Make it a progression. Don't sit here and say you're going to build a kid's muscle groups and build their core. Because guess what? A squat in the gym has nothing to do with playing a sport.
No.
Nothing. Like that movement has nothing to do with it. But you know why you do it? It's to create a certain level of balance, a certain level of strength within you. But it has to progress to other things.
They got to get to a certain level to progress.
You got to progress.
Yeah, I ain't go to school with 3 people that tore up their ACL.
Yeah. See, I got frustrated, and he know this, I really started limiting who I work with him because too many were like, well, I want to do this, what they doing and this. And I'm like, you ain't ready for that. You ain't ready for that strength-wise in the weight room. You ain't ready for that skill-wise on the floor. See what I'm saying? And I got tired of explaining to myself, and I was like, am I babysitting here?
Well, I've lost business like that, Coach. Like a lot of college guys either played for me that I know personally in the business or they'll come, man, let me get on the Vertimax. I'm like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Show me you can sit down from 6 feet in the air and stand up on one leg.
And they can't do it.
You're not getting on the Vertimax.
No, they want to get on the Vertimax.
You know what I mean? Like, the Vertimax. And I'm like, no, let somebody else sell that to you because there's a training for this Vertimax. I can do a preliminary stage on the Vertimax and do those things. Yeah. But what you want to do, because you asking for the Vertimax, I'm not able to give that to you.
My boy Mike, he was loving what you was doing.
MC.
He was loving it. He said, man, that dude know what he doing. I said, I know what the hell I'm doing. That's why he going to him, because I know he know what he doing and he next level. The hell you think? Which, by the way,
MC.
shout out to Mike.
MC.
Went for 29 and 15 of the night, player of the week in the conference.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He killing that, bro.
Yeah. Mike started the first game, they ain't started. And Mike was like, I should be starting. But he said, Coach, you always told me a lot of things is a test.
He listen. He
Came out 17 minutes, 14 and 12. So now he started the next game.
They come close to us, Coach.
They down here now. They went to Palm Beach and Palm Beach, Atlanta, somewhere. But he went for 29 and 15 the other night.
And 15.
Yeah.
Those some nice numbers.
He basically playing down.
I say, Mike.
One guy.
I said, I see you, boy. He said, you always told me this a business trip. This a 2-year business trip to get my degree and set myself up to get paid. I said, yes, sir.
We ain't nothing but 3 hours, boy. Straight up 75.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Yeah, we can hit Valdosta now. That might be.
Let's try to put that together, man. I mean, because I just went down to Charleston and watched, my little nephew play and a few, and I'm gonna try to go watch Chase.
For some of y'all young
Nick would have
cats,
still been in school. I would have tried to go watch Nick, but Nick decided to say,
right now.
Nick swinging, man.
For
Nick
some of
got
them
family,
young
everything now.
For some of them young cats that might say, man, everything you told me was true, and he said we had a dude from another junior college, and the dude was da 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 da, and coach this, coach tripping. He said, I kept telling him, man, relax. We got stuff we got to do. This the way it's going to be. My coach always told me this the way it's going to be. He said, I heard out the coach's mouth, you think I'm going to let you mess up my check and I'm feeding my family? I said, I told you, Mike. I've been telling you that.
He actually got a very good chance to be a pro.
Yes, he do.
He really do.
Yes, he do. And
really
guess
do.
what? Tell you how crazy I am. When I first seen him, he walked to the gym, I said, he can't play for me.
He told me that. He like, oh, no.
Coach, we do still make mistakes.
Yeah.
We make mistakes, baby.
No,
we
right there in the hallway, it's over like, that dude ain't going to
Look, me and Dyke always tell me to my boy, you called the little quarterback,
Justin
Herbert.
Oh, yeah.
Because I always had these debates every year over, like me and my cousin had this debate one year. I'll never forget it. It was DeRon Williams and CP3. I was a big guard fan. DeRon Williams, he gonna have a nice career, but if he stay away from certain things. But you don't know that a CP3 is gonna come in.
You don't know that
with the complexes, the tenacity, the work ethic.
You don't know.
You don't know that.
Listen, so
You just going on what you see right now.
To piggyback on what you saying, just like we don't know what the fuck we be talking about.
That's real.
We don't know either. On
That's real. That's real.
Because remember, Jones, I'm the one who told everybody Tim Duncan is gonna be horrible in this.
Boy, look at him.
Well, I watched Kentucky pressed him out the tournament 2 years in a row. I told everybody he ain't nothing. My little brother called me one night.
Tim Duncan?
My little brother.
Well, you way off, boy.
Hey, my little brother called one night. He's like, hey, boy, remember the dude I was telling you about? Play for whoever Ben Roethlisberger went. I said,
Ohio.
I said, boy, I'm not watching no college football on a Tuesday night. This dude must be horrible. Who are you talking about? The draft come up. My brother talking about, bro, he going first round. I said, boy, that boy be lucky to get drafted. So I had
a couple moments like that.
Misses.
He had a couple misses. Like, who did it better?
Who did it better, Nick? Folks, this is a new segment. Who did it better, John?
Who did it better?
Percy Harvin in college or Peter Warwick in college? Fans, we need y'all to get interactive on this one. We need to hear y'all opinion too. Who's the better college player? Ooh. Percy Harvin or Peter Warwick?
P-Dub hands down.
I gotta let the Gator on the panel.
Percy Harvin
in college, coach. Don't think
about
no. In college, the headaches, none of that.
In college.
Okay, I want to hear college because I promise you.
In college, it's Peter Warwick. I was a Peter Warwick fan. Yes. I love this game. It didn't quite translate to the NFL.
It ain't quite.
Yeah. On the other hand, Percy Harvin took another step when he got to the NFL.
So I'm gonna say this about Percy Harvin.
You said in college?
No, I'm talking about in college.
That dude. Excuse me. That dude that just came from the Gators, he look a lot like Percy Harvin.
Kadarius Toney?
Yeah. He look a lot like Percy Harvin, and they starting to use him like that.
This is my knock against Percy Harvin. When Pete was in his prime, when he was if Pete missed a big game, let's just say they had the ACC championship back then, which they didn't.
Yeah.
If Pete would have missed a big game, Florida State would have lost.
Oh, no question.
I remember Tim Tebow them being in the SEC championship.
Yeah.
Percy was hurt and didn't play against Alabama.
Percy was hurt often.
And Tebow beat him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just remember thinking, I know Pete Dub definitely meant a little bit more to his team.
No question, man. That Gators team, they was loaded for a couple years.
But Pete played on
you made a valid point though. And they won the national championship too.
Yeah.
Both of them did.
Yeah, they both won the national championship. Yeah, so my vote gonna be P-Dub.
Yeah, I'm Peter.
Fans at home, y'all let us know. I'm gonna give a slight edge.
Florida boy.
Boy. I gotta go with Peter Ward. And we played against when we played for the Spars. We straightened them too.
Y'all got smoked.
Peter Ward can't get in the end zone.
Keith Anthony Newman, would you call in to confirm what used to happen? We used to take that trip over there.
Peter Ward can't get in the end zone.
Oh no, not against us. Not against the mighty Spars. Not the 88 Spars.
Not the 88 Spars.
No.
Man, P-Dub ain't sure.
No. Boy, ain't nobody walking God's green earth can tell you they showed that against that team.
That's funny.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Man, shout out to P-Dub and Harvin.
Hey, fans, I
done told you once, it might have been some coaching going on.
There's a little coaching going on. Yeah, because I ain't know what the hell I was doing.
Hey, chime in. Who did it better? Hit the like button. Hey, we
Peter Warwick or Percy Harvin? I'm going to go Pete Dub.
We climbing. We at 568 right now, trying to get to 600. 600 subscribers. Hey, 99 ain't good enough. Signing off where we keep it 100.